Hey guys, Dustin Schaefer here. I'm gonna talk about mastering fat loss. We're gonna break this down, what we've seen over the last 3 years, and we know exactly how it works. I'm gonna give you some tips of what people are doing and it's a mistake. I'm gonna give you those first. The first big mistake that I think a lot of people are making is that they're increasing their fat intake too fast. Because they're utilizing this unbelievable technology, Keto Nat, they think they're have to do a full-blown ketogenic diet, and that's not true. You do not have to increase your fat intake really fast. Actually, I recommend not doing that, especially when you're starting off. I just don't want you to be afraid of the fat. Maybe you're eating the right amount of fat right now. Does that make sense? Maybe you're already eating the proper amount. If you start adding it, it's actually maybe excess. So let's keep that in mind. That's mistake number one. Mistake number two is people are not hydrating properly, meaning that they're drinking water or they're drinking maybe heavily filtered water. You have to increase your sodium using pink Himalayan or Celtic sea salt. You may need to add electrolytes that are low carb, and you can find those about anywhere. Okay, so those are some tips I want you to use. A couple other tips that people are getting challenged with is they're not drinking this twice a day. Yes, you can master fat loss. You can get a really good results drinking it once a day, but drink it twice a day, you will get better results. One mid-morning, one in the afternoon, you will get way better results. And I think the last one is that the noise. People are over inundated by researching too much information, and they're not learning to listen to their own body. Genuinely, you want to eat when you're hungry. You don't need to eat 3, 4, 5 meals a day. It's often a mistake. So those are a couple tips I want you to go through. Now I'm going to go over exactly what you do, what we found to be the most effective. So when you wake up in the morning, what I want you to do is I want you to have a big glass of water. Whatever a big glass of water is to you. Don't make you feel sick, just a nice, good, strong glass of water. I want you to have a good pinch of Himalayan sea salt and electrolytes if you use it. Himalayan or Celtic sea salt. Drink that down, and then don't eat anything until you're hungry. Don't eat anything until you're hungry. Now, if you're a coffee drinker, you can add a little bit, just a dollop of fat in your coffee. Maybe if you can use keto cream for sure. You could use a little bit of butter, a little bit of heavy whipping cream, or a little bit of MCT or coconut oil. That's fine, but I'm talking about a little bit. You don't need to add a ton. Big mistake is people are adding too much fat to their coffee, and it's actually slowing down the results. All right, next step is wait till you're hungry to have your Keto Nat. So you might have it at 7 o'clock, you might have it at 9 o'clock, but don't wait till you're starving. Right when you start noticing, I could kind of eat. Have your Keto Nat, drink it down over 30 minutes or so, not much before. You can go a little bit longer, it could be within an hour, it's fine. Drink your Keto Nat. Now wait until you're hungry to have your first meal. Your first meal might be at 11 o'clock, it might be at 2 o'clock. That's okay. And on your first meal, what I want you to do is eat a low carb meal. Burger without a bun, a salad with low carb salad dressing, a protein and a vegetable. It's just something simple, right? Now, the easiest thing to do is take what you currently do and find a way to make it lower carb. Get creative. Then when you start in your journey here, it's not to be perfect, it's to learn the process. If you have this as a tool, you're gonna be able to be way more successful. So that's your first meal of the day, is between 11 and 2, and then wait until you're starting to notice a little bit of an appetite, and then have your second Keto Nat. Now for some of you, you might not notice that you're not hungry at all until 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock. I would still recommend having either a half or a full serving of Keto Nat in the mid-afternoon, somewhere between 2 and 4. And what that will do is that will actually help you with the cravings later at night, so when you go to sleep, you're not thinking about food the whole time. Then have your dinner, same thing, protein, vegetables. Take what you currently do, find a way to make them low carb. You notice I'm saying not full keto, because it doesn't have to be high fat. You might already be getting enough fat within your Keto Max products. You might be, if you're using your keto cream, you might be getting enough fat in your protein sources. What I would suggest to do if you're eating vegetables is to make sure you add a little bit of oil, olive oil, avocado oil, grass-fed butter, duck fat. I would add a little bit of oil to your vegetables, but just be careful. You don't have to pound a ton on there if you're really looking at mastering fat loss. There's a difference between mastering fat loss and doing a ketogenic lifestyle, and I want you to be clear here. Okay, so that's your second meal of the day. Usually it's gonna be somewhere between, let's say 5 and 7, 5 and 8. And my goal for you all to do is not to eat after 8 o'clock. All right, a couple tips I want you to do is try to get to bed as early as you can. If you go to bed early, you tend to lose more body fat. Just truth. Do the best you can. Don't beat yourself up. Move as much as you can. Move your body as much as you can without going, you don't have to go to the gym and beat yourself up, but get out and move. One of the secret weapons I have is go for a walk first thing in the morning. Love this idea. It actually helps really improve your metabolism. It helps get that body fat burning really early in the morning. So low intensity cardio early in the morning is a great way to do it if you can get it in. If you can't get it in until afternoon, do it in the afternoon. Another tip is hydrate. You need to drink more water. When you're in ketosis, you need to drink more water. The great thing about Keto Nat, it's gonna be a tool that's gonna carry you through your journey. It's gonna help protect you through that process, but stay hydrated, and you're gonna have to add more sea salt. So add more sea salt to your food, add more electrolytes to your water. If you ever feel like you have a little bit of a faint headache or cramping, or you don't have energy, it's usually you need to increase your sea salt more than you may realize, and rest your body, okay? Last tip I'm gonna recommend is commit. Commit to the 60, 90 days. It takes 6 weeks for your body to really maximize the uptake of ketones, to really utilize it from what it does for your brain and how it affects your body, and how it's gonna affect your metabolism. So commit, and you commit to 60 days, listen to your body, eat when you're hungry, focus on going low carb, and enjoy the process. That's probably the last tip, is throw that scale away. Truly enjoy the process, because at the end of the day, the happier you are, the more you appreciate it, the faster you will lose weight again. So that is the simple steps to mastering fat loss. Follow that plan. I promise you'll have great success. And don't go out and reinvent the wheel. Take what you currently do, take your current foods and find ways. Just Google keto or low carb spaghetti, keto or low carb pizza, keto or low carb hamburgers, whatever that might be. It'll work really, really well for you, and it's not reinventing the wheel for yourself, and you're more likely to stick to it. Last tip I want to give is, when you go out to dinner, or if you're a person that is running and racing around, have 3 or 4 locations around your house or around your office that you know you can go to and get a low carb meal. I live in Southern California. In-N-Out Burger, you can do a protein style, animal style burger. Easy, fast, delicious. It's still low carb. Maybe a rotisserie chicken and some steamed vegetables. Prepare yourself. Be your best boss, worst boss, but also be realistic that, hey, set yourself up for success. If you have to prep and do some meal preps, have food available in your fridge. Just some simple tips to help you really maximize that. But just commit, eat when you're hungry, low carb, drink this once, preferably twice a day if you really want to maximize your results. Drink lots of water, add some sea salt, and you have a home run. Lose that body fat and feel better than ever. Bye, y'all.